A lot of people have been involved in this. Yes, some arms were twisted. Yes, some were recalcitrant. Yes, to be frank, some hadn't really thought about it as hard as they should. But things take on their own momentum, and as I said, when you have leadership of institutions, leadership of the Prime Minister and others, and the Chancellor in helping to get this done, things happen.
When you talk about hundreds of trillions of dollars,
yeah,
it's quite hard to wrap your head around that.
It's very hard, yes.
So where is that money going? What is it being invested in that it perhaps wasn't before? Is it being invested in a different way? Could you break it down a little bit?
So let's put it into context.
Yeah.
That total figure, $1 trillion, so that's all of the balance sheets, all of the Asset Alliance for Net Zero, made these net zero commitments. Now, that's about 40%. $2 out of every five, £2 out of every $5 of financial assets in the world. So it is an absolutely enormous figure.
What will the consequences be if someone lags behind and doesn't do what they promised?
Well, look, if it's consistent, they're not making the effort, and continue to underperform, they will no longer be part of the alliance. I mean, this is an alliance that is resolutely focused on net zero.
Are you insisting that as part of membership of this club,
yeah,
these investment companies, banks, pensions and so on, end any subsidization or investment in fossil fuel companies?
Well, I wouldn't say any financing in fossil fuel companies. To be clear, what they've committed to is the most rigorous transition that the scientific community has put out there, which is, and I'll be more specific, the IEA 1.5 degree transition with no overshoot. The cognoscenti will know exactly what that means. There's the IPC scenario as well, or pathway with that. That's what they're committing to. And so
that includes continuing to invest in fossil fuel companies.
Well, listen, Hannah, there is not a green switch that we can flip this afternoon and move from being economies where 4/5 of global energy is supplied by fossil fuels today, and overnight be 100% supplied by renewables. That's not possible. But what is essential is there's not new investment in additional capacity that the world is not going to need.